Hi, this is Chris from needlepointers.com, and we have a Love You Keyring plastic canvas project, and today I'd like to just show you how to stitch the letters onto the plastic canvas. The project comes with the chart that shows the letters. Each square on the chart is equal to a opening or a hole in your plastic canvas. And we're just stitching the continental stitch to make the letters. They'll go from one hole diagonally to the next to a different hole. I'm going to start on the L, and I will stitch from the bottom to the top, because then when I stitch to the next one down here and down here and up, it will finish the back nicely. I want to start in this spot, so count from the corner. The corner is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then count over 2. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now count over 2. 1, 2. So this is where I'm going to start my L. I'm left-handed, but you should be able to do the same technique right-handed. You can make the stitches the same way as I'm making them. It really doesn't matter that I'm using my left hand instead of my right. So I came up here. Now to go down, I'm going to count up 1 and over 1. So count up 1 and over 1. That's my first stitch. That's this stitch here. I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So next I'm going to go down to the next hole underneath, because you can see each stitch is one hole down from the other. So from where I started, I'm going to go down one hole, pull my thread, and then go on the diagonal. It's down one hole from the other one, the other side. Do the next one. As I'm going, I'm catching my thread tail underneath the stitches. That's 3. In parts of this, I'll fast forward so that you're not watching me stitch this entire thing. So as you can see in the chart, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches going down, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches. Now I'm going to go across 2. To go across, you just go to the next one over, and we're still always stitching on a diagonal. That's the L finished. Okay, since I'm down here, I'm going to work upwards on the O, or the heart, because it's less jumping of my yarn. So I want to count to this spot because I want to start at the bottom of the stitch. You can count from wherever you want, but I'm going to count from this empty space, which is this space here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to come up there and stitch on a diagonal. If you get confused on your diagonals, you always just go up 1 and over 1. So now, before I keep going, I want to check and make sure I have the right amount. So this one finished here. So this stitch is there, and I want to have 1, 2 empties. And as you can see, I have 1 and 2 empties, and then my next stitch. So I'm in the right spot. To go across this way and have the back finish nicely, I need to start stitching from the top of this stitch and down and then over this way. So I'm going to count, and I'm going to count from the bottom of this stitch that I just did, and I just need to count up 1, 2. From the bottom of this stitch here, I count up 1, 2. And then make my stitch diagonally, and I'm making them from the top to the bottom again. And now I'm going to make 2 more stitches across this row. The next row is just 1 stitch wider on each side. You can see the back is covering nicely there. So for the back to keep covering nicely, I'm going to stitch this direction this time and go this way. This is my last stitch, so I'm going to start in the same hole and stitch at a diagonal. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches across. Okay, in the next row, I'm doing the same 5 stitches going back the other way. So here's my last stitch I made. I can just go up 1. The next row, I have 2 and then a gap and then 2. So from this stitch, I just want to do the stitch above this stitch. Go 1, 2. I'm going to skip this stitch and do 3 and 4. And as you can see, the back is filling in nicely along with the front. Next we get a little bit trickier because we have some of these on an angle. And since I ended on this side, I'm going to just run my yarn underneath. I want to start with this stitch, and I'm going to start in this square so I can count from this corner. 1, 2. So here's that corner. Count 1, 2. Come up. Then go on the diagonal. So count over 1 and down 1. And I have another stitch right next to that one. So that's this stitch here. I want to stitch 1, 2, 3 more right under one another. So now I have the 3 down. This next one is on a diagonal. I'm going to count from the bottom of this last stitch, which is this hole, count over 1, 2, and that's where I'm going to start. So here's this hole, count over 1, 2, start the stitch there, and now we're going to do a diagonal, so count over 1, down 1, and that's where I'm going down. So now I'm here. I want to put the stitch here across there, so I'm going to start in this hole. My thread came down here, so I could start in this hole and then stitch on the diagonal. If your thread came down here, count to the right 1 and up 1 and then start there. I'll do that. And then come down in the hole. So that's this stitch. I'm going to do 2 more stitches. So now we have this stitch and it's off. It's not above it, it's off 1 to the right. So I can put my needle in this corner by that stitch, because you see they're in the same hole, and then count up 1 and over 1 and then go down, and then that gives you the diagonal, and that gives you your little fancy V. We ended here, so I want to go 1, 2 stitches to start my E, 1, 2 holes, start my E, count over 1 and down 1, and there's 3 across, so I'm going to do 2 more stitches here. Next I have to start going down. I'm going to go from the bottom of this stitch, count down 1, bottom of this stitch, count down 1, and count over and up 1. Do another one down. That was this stitch. Now I'm going to do 2 across. The next stitch is below again here. And 1 more. below that. And that's this stitch. And I have 2 more to the right. And that finishes the word love. So I'm going to end my yarn here by running it underneath some of these stitches. And next we'll work on the Y in U. So this stitch lines up, the top of it lines up with this line here where the center part is. So I'm going to just count over from here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm starting here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll come up there, hold my tail with my finger. Now that was the top of this stitch. So I'm going to go over 1 and down 1. So here I want to stitch this next stitch. I can just go 1, 2 over. I'm here, 1, 2 over. I come up there, and then I want to stitch on the diagonal. So it's over 1 and down 1, over 1 and down 1. So my thread just came down here. I want to go over 1, 2. My thread's here, 1, 2, come up, and then go on a diagonal, 1 over 1 and down 1. I'll continue down these last 2. So now there's the Y. The bottom of the Y, you can see 1, 2, 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then you have the 2 stitches on the diagonal. I'm going to finish these last 2 stitches here. Now I can run, you can just jump up there, or to make it neater, I'm going to run my yarn underneath to do that jump, and then I can put my needle up on that corner, because you see these 2 are in the same spot, in the same hole, and then go up 1 and over 1. Now we have a problem because this one is in the same hole here, but I just went down. So you have to do this side of the stitch first. So count up 1 and over 1. Up 1 and over 1. Now we came up, and then come backwards to the left 1, down 1, to make your diagonal stitch. Now we're going to make another heart, and I'm going to start at the top. The top of this stitch I'm going to count from here. 1, 2. 1, 2. And then go down on a diagonal, over 1, down 1. So this row again, like before, it has 2 stitches, skip 1, 2 stitches. So I'm going to make the second stitch by going up there and down. Then I'm going to skip this hole, go into the next hole, and make a diagonal stitch. Over 1, down 1. Then make another one. Okay, so now I'm going to fill in 2 rows all the way across, backwards and forwards, just like we did before. It's 5 stitches across. Now if you run out of yarn at any time, run your needle underneath some of the stitches to tie off your yarn, cut it off, get a new piece, and then just start, like we started with the Y or with the L. The next row is 3 stitches across. I'm going to count from this corner, so count over 1, 2. 1, 2. And then count over 1 and down 1. Do 3. That was this row. Now I just have 1 in the center. Count 1, over and down one, over one, down one, come up there, and then I'm going to count up one and over one to back to the same stitch I was in and come down there. So there's the heart for the O finished. So for this one, it would probably be easier to start up here and then just work my way around. So I'm going to take my thread, run it underneath. So then I'm going to start counting from this top corner stitch, that's this box here, 1, 2, 1, 2. Come up in there, count over one and down one. That's my first stitch. That's this stitch, 1, 2, 3. I need 3 more stitches going down. Going to be very close on this yarn here. Okay, so I just ended here, so I want to do 1, 2. I ended here, go over 1, 2, count over one and down one to do that stitch. I want to do a second stitch next to it. So now my thread is here. I want to do this stitch so I can start, because my thread is over here, I can start in this hole. If your thread is in this hole, you want to start in this hole. So there's that, and over one and up one. If you're ever confused, just count the over one and up one. So now I just did this stitch. I have 3 more. So now I can tie this off and then I can cut it off. The Love You is ready. I'm not going to show you stitching to fill in the whole background, but basically to fill in the background you're filling in every one of the empty stitches on the canvas. You can start on the left or the right, it doesn't matter. I am left-handed, so I tend to start on the left. You'll mostly want to just go back and forth, but when you go around the letters you'll have to do a little bit of different stitching. So I'm just going across the row and I'm catching my thread underneath. Alright, so I'm coming back this way and I have this section into the V, and I can catch this as I'm going here, or I could do it as I'm coming back around. You're going to have to decide how to fill in. So you want to make sure you fill in all of the blank spaces. Don't forget this little blank space in the top of the heart. Now here I'm going to just go back and forth along the side of the heart and the L to fill in this area, and then as I go across I can grab these areas. You can fill this in any way that you would like, what makes sense for you, but just make sure you fill in all of the blank stitches. Alright, so I think that gives you an idea how to fill in the background on this. So we would fill in the background all the way along and around everything here. We have another tutorial for this project that shows the full project and then how we go along finishing it after stitching and finishing the Love You and the background. So look in the description of this video for the link to the other video where you can finish the project and get the full tutorial, which includes a link to download this free keyring chart. I hope you enjoyed learning how to stitch these letters on this Love You keyring. Like and share our videos, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you visit our website to get the chart, please sign up for our free weekly newsletter and you won't miss our new tutorials. Happy stitching!